Fatu, the mom was accused of being a witch. By that time, she was 8 months pregnant. So she was given that concussion, which led to her miscarriage, and she also has 2 to 3 other miscarriages after the exercise.
Playing pictures and names and yeah, biography or something of people. So can you tell us who are these people and what they are?
Yeah, this is an exhibition for victims of the former regime. So on this side, we have the Duty to Remember permanent exhibition. While on the other side, we have the We Are Not Done, which was done by 3 young girls who were trained to become activists. So at the end of the project, they were given the task to go into different communities to get the pictures and also the stories of victims who were not fortunate enough to come before the TRRC and testify. So here we have Mama Africa, who who is an artist and was in Germany for a very long time. So she decided to come back in the Gambia to set up an art gallery in Bafakung. So when Jammeh started recognizing the good thing that this lady was doing, whenever he has international guests, he will refer them to her art gallery to go and pick anything of their choice as a form of gift from him. But he never paid a dime to this lady. So when she started requesting her money, he started sending threats, claiming ownership of the land beside her art gallery. Then eventually give her a 48-hour notice to remove everything from that art gallery because he said the land belongs to him. So this lady was going about her business. She thought these were just mere threats until she received a phone call from a neighbor who told her that the bulldozer is here to bulldoze everything, and she lost everything. She developed over 9,000 artworks in that art gallery and spent about $12 million in that art gallery. So she lost everything. But luckily for her, she was able to start all over again. She has her art gallery now in Tanje, sorry.
So
Yeah, that is the name of the project. We are not done. It
sorry?
means that we have different victims out there who still did not get the chance to share their stories or to share the violations that they went through because not everyone have the chance to come before the TRRC to testify. Yeah, because the the mandate of the TRRC was limited. It was 2 years, so it cannot invite they cannot invite all the victims to come and testify. We have a lot of victims in the Gambia, so that is the name of the project. We are not done.
So
And it was done by these 3 young girls, Rohi, Fatu, and Cecilia.
okay. And who is this Mbaje Drame?
Mbaye Drame, you heard about the witch hunt exercise that happened in the
Yes.
Gambia in 2009. Yeah, Yahya Jammeh invited some native doctors from Guinea-Bissau, so they were going around pointing elders, accusing them of being witches and wizards. So for her, she was the target, but when they went to pick her up, by the time she was already in Casamance, so they picked the daughter instead, who was breastfeeding twins at that time. So they forced the lady to go with them, leaving the babies behind. She was given that concussion. When these people were captured, they were normally given that concussion called Kubejaro. So after giving them the concussion, they will be put under the hot sun for 2 hours. Then they will start hallucinating and saying weird things that normal people would not say. For her, the daughter was taken and was given that concussion, so she fell sick shortly after that and eventually died. And a good number of them died immediately when they were released from that exercise. So this old lady is now taking care of her grandchildren.
So please pass.
For Fatu, the mom was accused of being a witch. By that time, she was 8 months pregnant. So she was given that concussion, which led to her miscarriage, and she also has 2 to 3 other miscarriages after the exercise. By that time, Fatu was in grade 5. She was going to school. So because of the stigma, she has to drop out of school. Because whenever she goes to school, her friends will call her names. So she decided to stay back. And she is also a victim of early marriage because she got married to the first proposal that comes her way because she thought she will never get married in her life as a result of the stigma being attached to someone being called a witch in the Gambian society. So this is fact.
Did you say five grade five?
Yes, he was in grade 5 by then.
Age?
Maybe I let's do the maths. Grade 1, you normally start grade 1 when you are at the age of 7.
Seven.
Yes. 8, 9, 10, maybe around 11.
That is an early morning. It's very early. or someone to be
No,
less
I don't
patient?
mean she get married at that age, but she was a victim of early marriage. She get married when she was in her teenage, before 18.
Okay, and we have here
Hassanda, who is Hassanda? Hassanda was the spokesperson of the Beach Boys. So in 2013, Yahya Jammeh gave the order that nothing should be along the beach shore. And these people invest their life saving in those bars in order to sell water and drink to the tourists for them to generate income. So he gave the order, and these people were given a very short notice to remove their belongings from those bars. So the bulldozer came and bulldozed everything. A good number of them decided to embark on the backway journey, and most of them lost their lives. So this is Hassan, the spokesperson.
okay. And who is Maria Tufani?
Maria too is a victim of the witch hunt, and when she survived that incident, she was also a victim of forced labor. She was taken to Yehijame's farm. Her and her other village members were taken there, and they were told to work in his farm. At the end of the rainy season, they will be paid 10,000 each. So they decided to abandon their own farmland and go and work for him during that rainy season. And it was during Ramadan. So these people will work from early morning till evening, and they normally return home after Isha prayer when everyone almost goes to sleep. And until today, these people did not receive a dime, and they were working under very harsh conditions. It was more or less a slavery back then,
They were
because
never paid.
they were never paid and they were only given 5 minutes break to rest. And you will be under the supervision of a soldier. Immediately the 5 minutes elapse, you're going back to work. And
Okay.
some of them were even pulling out their own resources to pay fare to the main highway in order to catch up with the bus, which normally transport them from the main highway then to the farmland.
Okay. And who is Jamaja?
For Jawaja, she is an activist who is one of the pioneers. Sorry, she was one of the people who founded that movement called Gambia has decided back in 2016 when Yahya Jammeh refused to step down.
No.
So they were going around arresting people who were wearing that t-shirts. Gambia has decided. So they decided to write the slogan on walls. You know, they cannot arrest walls. So he decided to went after the pioneers. He brought out a long list saying whosoever's name fall on that list, you will be arrested.
So Jama was arrested.
For her, no, she was not arrested because she got the news earlier. That is why she was lucky. She was not arrested. She was not tortured. The night that the junglers, sorry, the officers went to pick her up was the same night that she escaped. So she escaped before they came to pick her up.
And that is lucky of Jama. So who is this Fatu Teramajeng?
For Fatu, the husband was accused of being a wizard and was given that concoction to drink. So after the husband was released from that exercise, he fell sick and eventually died. So Fatu had to give out her children to her relatives for them to help her with the upbringing because he is not financially strong.
What are these?
So on this side we have the duty to remember permanent exhibition. Here we have victims of enforced disappearance and extrajudicial killings. So over there we have Muhammad Sandeng, the son of Solo Sandeng. Solo Sandeng was killed because he participated in a peaceful demonstration for electoral reform in April 2016, and he was tortured to death. After killing him, they buried his remains in Tangier beside the NIA headquarters. But the family were able to exhume his remains and they performed a befitting burial for him.
Last year, I guess.
No, in 2022 December.
2022.
Yes.
Okay. Um,
And five of the perpetrators who tortured Solo Sandeng to death were being tried and they were found guilty for the death of COVID. So now they are in mind to spending the rest of their life in prison.
there is justice now.
Yeah, some form of justice.
So who are these?
So this is killed alongside with his friend Mahawacham. The uncle was a businessman, but he was a critic to the government. He was openly saying the things that were happening at the time. While the friend was a parliamentarian who was constantly voting against the bad laws that were being passed at parliament. So because of that, Yahya Jammeh saw them as a threat. and accused them of funding a coup. By that time, they were in Senegal, so he had that alliance with the Senegalese soldiers who captured those two people, brought them to the border. That's where they were handed over to the junglers, who put plastic bags over their heads, suffocate them until they die, and they were buried behind Kanila.
And I guess this is Yama, Mrs.
Yes.
Yeah. Who is Yama?
Her son Alhaji Mahmoud Sise was killed alongside with his friend Ibujo. They were Gambian citizens residing in the United States for a very long time. So they decided to come back to set up a business. So when the junglers realized they are coming in and out of their hotel room, they decided to trace them and came to know that these people are having a lot of money in their possession. So they report them to the president. They told him that we have spies from the United States who are here to remove you from power. So he ordered for them to be killed and be chopped off into pieces.
With
And
Daddy? Daddy?
exactly, they did as they were ordered. They killed them and also chopped them off into pieces, and their remains were buried in his garden in Canada.
Okay.
He is a victim of the and he died in April 24th April 2021 as a result of the health complications that he went through after that exercise. So these victims are dying every now and some of those who are still surviving from that which on the exercise are going through serious health complications as a result of the exercise. The conclusion that was given. Some of them were being stripped naked by young soldiers who are young enough to be their grandchildren. They were forced to be bathed with that concussion. And some of them were even raped by
Men or women?
women were being raped by these young officers. This elderly women.
If you can't tell us,
The total number, I cannot recall the exact number.
but there are over 100, oh?
It could be because there were many. And a good number of them came from Jambur, Esau, and Sintet.
So they targeted the urban areas.
Yeah, mostly, I can say. No urban, rural areas.
Rural areas.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
This is Malang Sonko. This is Malang Sonko.
For Malang, he was not mentally okay. So there was this particular day that he went out of their compound and he saw a young boy lying dead on the ground. So he decided to call on the neighbors for them to come and see what was really going on. But when they came, they accused him of being the killer. And it was in this incident happened in 2012. It was the same year that Jammeh sat on national TV and declared a sentence to death law in the Gambia. Whoever he said, whoever kills in the Gambia must be killed. So it was Malang plus 8 other people who were in mile 2 who were accused of killing someone. So he ordered for all of them to be killed. Yes.
So Malang was killed there.
Yes.
And is there any thing the family of Malang or anybody is doing to prove Malang was innocent?
I'm not too sure about that.
I'm not sure. Okay. Gambia.
Yeah, you heard about the West African migrants who were killed in the Gambia.
Yeah.
He is the sole survivor of that massacre. They were 55 plus. 44 of them came from Ghana. We have 7 Nigerians, 2 Senegalese, 2 Togolese, and only one Gambian. They were on their way to Europe through the back way, and they were here in the Gambia to meet up with their agent, Lamin Tunkara, who was facilitating their travel from the Gambia to Europe. So when the officers see these people at the seesaw, they arrested all of them and told the president that we have mercenaries who are here to overthrow your regime. So he ordered for all of them to be killed. And all of them were killed except this man. He managed to escape because the rope that they used to tie him up loosened a bit, so he jumped off the vehicle and ran. And he even testified at the TRRC. He is a Ghanaian.
What is?
These are the family of Kanyiwa. Kanyiwa, he was disappeared in 18 September 2006 because he belongs to the opposition party and he was very popular. And you know it was election year. So because of that, the Higame saw him as a threat and ordered for him to be picked up, and he was picked up. And until today, nobody can tell you his whereabouts.
Till date.
Till date. So his case is still open. All the officers who testified said he was picked up from his house, then to the NIA headquarters, but after that, nobody knows. And by the time he was picked up, the wife was 3 months pregnant. And the boy is now 13-year-old teenager.
Is this the wife?
No, this is the mom and the brother.
Okay.
We have the photo of the wife and the son in our
At the
museum.
museum.
Yes.
Okay. And who are these?
This is the family of Ibolo, the mom, the daughter, and the sister. Ibolo was killed in 2006 during the alleged Ndur Cham coup because they believe he was part of the ringleaders. So he was killed alongside with other soldiers, whom they think were the organizers of that coup.
Okay. And yeah, this is Aisha Harun Jammeh. Who is Aisha?
Isa is a niece to Yahya Jammeh, and Haruna is her father. Haruna and Yahya Jammeh were cousins. So Haruna one time confronted the president about the abuse of power he was doing in the Gambia, so he ordered for him to be killed. So he was killed. The younger sister of Haruna, Masi, went to Yahya to inquire the brother's whereabouts. Yahya told her that very soon you will join your brother. So he ordered for her to be killed too. So he killed two of his cousins who were siblings of the same mom and dad.
So that is the daughter of
Haruna. This is the
Haruna.
daughter. Isa.
Okay.
Haruna Jammeh.
And yeah, who is this?
This is Bajan. Bajan Sisi. She is a sister to Usman Toro Sisi. Yes. Usman was killed because of his honesty. He was supposed, he was our finance minister in 1995 and was supposed to release a report, financial report from his ministry. So by then, Yahya Jammeh and other junta members already started embezzling public funds, and they don't want the general public to know. So they decided to set a trap for him to kill him and to shut him up so that everything will be hidden.
Bros under the carpet.
Yes. So he was taken to Yankuba's Toure's compound. Immediately he entered, they used pestle and firewood, hit him at the back until he died. He was put in his own vehicle. They drove the vehicle to the Jambul highway and set it on fire to make it seem like an accident. Yes.
And who is Mbai Bamuchu?
For Mbaiba, his 14-year-old son, Mudla Mintun, was killed during the student protest in April 11, 2000.
Yeah.
So during that, and the reason that led to the protests were two. One was Ibrahim Abari, who was taken to the fire service officers by his own teachers for them to discipline him. So during the process of the disciplining, they made him eat cement, which led to his death. And another one was Bintu Mani from Birkamaba, from Sierra. She was here in Okomus to participate in an inter-school competition, and she was raped by a police officer. So due to those two incidents, the student decided to come out to let the government know so and so are happening in case you are not aware. By the time Hijaya was not around, he was away. But he gave the order through a phone call and ordered the PIU officers to come out with live bullets, and they shoot on students, and they killed 16 individuals. 14 of them were students. The other two were 3-year-old infants. One was shot in the head, the other one was trampled upon when the shooting started and students were trying to run for their lives. So, and the other one was a Red Cross volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Omar Baro. We have this items of victims. If you visit our museum, you will get to see all of these things.
This one is Naida Haidar.
Data Haider, yeah. He was a journalist and was the founder of the Point newspaper. So he was constantly writing about the things that were happening at the time. And Yahya Jammeh did not want that. So he ordered for him to be killed, and he was killed.
And this was owned by
Haruna Jammeh, yeah, the cousin of Yahya Jammeh.
Can you please complete? I saw something like a military camp used by Abdullah John Fall during in November 1997. Please elaborate on this.
Yeah, in November 11, 1994, there was an alleged counter coup. And Yahya Jammeh and other junta members arrest 22 soldiers. 11 of them were killed, and the other 11 were sent to Mile 2 for life imprisonment. Abdullah Dulfal was one of them. He was one of the 11 soldiers who were killed during that incident. We also have a wallet of Sergeant Basiru Kamara, and also a photo of and a belt of Jibril Sey, a military belt belonging to Sergeant Basiru Baro, and also a military uniform belonging to Ibrahim Bayang Sise. And over here we have a photo of Basiru Kamara. This is his widow, Isaac Maro, holding the photo of the husband. We also have a photo of Cadet Ahmed Silla, but it's
In the museum.
yeah, it's in the museum.